Chapter 3. What is AI really? Understanding the technology that could transform medicine. By now, we've travelled through thousands of years of medical history. We've seen how ancient healers relied on observation, how scientific discoveries transformed healthcare, how computers entered hospitals, and how artificial intelligence emerged as the newest force shaping medicine. But before we can answer the question at the heart of this documentary, we need to understand one thing. What exactly is artificial intelligence? The term appears everywhere. News headlines, social media, business conferences, technology events, healthcare discussions. Everyone seems to be talking about AI, yet surprisingly few people understand what it actually is. Many imagine artificial intelligence as a machine that thinks exactly like a human, a digital brain. A robotic doctor capable of reasoning, feeling, and making decisions independently. But today's AI is not human intelligence. It doesn't think the way people think. Today, some AI systems can outperform humans in highly specialized tasks. They can identify medical abnormalities with remarkable accuracy and analyze complex images in seconds. The pace of change has surprised even the people building these technologies. As a result, healthcare stands at a crossroads, balancing extraordinary benefits with unexpected challenges. One path leads toward deep integration, while the other reflects concerns about privacy, bias, and human dignity. Society is not yet fully prepared to manage these risks, but history shows that transformative technologies always bring challenges. The invention of antibiotics transformed healthcare, so did vaccines. Medical imaging changed the practice of medicine forever. So did the introduction of computers into every hospital and clinic around the world. Artificial intelligence may become the next chapter in that story. But before we can answer if AI will replace doctors, we need to understand how we arrived at this moment. How did medicine evolve from ancient healers and simple remedies to intelligent systems capable of analyzing millions of pieces of information? To understand where medicine is going, we first need to understand where it came from. Because the story of AI is about the evolution of healthcare itself, and that story begins thousands of years before the first computer was ever invented. This concludes Chapter 1. Next, we look back at the origins of medicine. Long before hospitals existed, before medical schools were established, and centuries before computers entered the world, people faced the same challenge we face today. They got sick, they suffered injuries, and they searched desperately for ways to heal. The story of medicine is in many ways the story of humanity itself. For thousands of years, survival depended on understanding the human body. Ancient civilizations had no X-rays, no MRI machines, no blood tests, no antibiotics, no artificial intelligence. In ancient Egypt, healers recorded medical observations on papyrus scrolls. Some reveal surprisingly sophisticated treatments for fractures and infections. Early physicians began recognizing patterns between symptoms and diseases. This simple act would become the foundation of medical science. Across the Mediterranean, ancient Greece introduced a revolutionary idea. Disease was not necessarily a punishment from the gods. Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, encouraged physicians to search for rational explanations. This transformed medicine from mythology into science. But progress was slow. Very slow. For centuries, medical knowledge advanced only incrementally. Many treatments were ineffective or even dangerous. Imagine trying to understand the complex machine without ever seeing its internal components. That was the challenge physicians faced. Then came one of the most important turning points. The scientific revolution in the 16th and 17th centuries. Observation became systematic. Experiments became rigorous. Evidence became increasingly important. Medicine began changing rapidly. The invention of the microscope opened an entirely new world. Suddenly, scientists could observe organisms invisible to the naked eye. This discovery would eventually lead to the germ theory of disease. For much of history, people had no idea that microscopic organisms could cause illness. This realization transformed healthcare. Hospitals became safer. Surgical procedures improved. Life expectancy increased dramatically. The 19th and 20th centuries accelerated progress. Vaccines emerged, Antiseptic practices reduced infections. Antibiotics revolutionized treatment. But alongside these medical advances, another revolution was quietly unfolding. The rise of computing. Early computers were enormous machines. They occupied entire rooms. Yet they introduced the ability to process information automatically. As computing power improved, healthcare potential grew. Patient records could be stored digitally. The digital transformation had begun. Few people imagined that computers would one day help diagnose diseases. Machines could calculate numbers, but they couldn't think, or so people believed. The late 20th century introduced a new concept: artificial intelligence. Early systems were limited, following predefined rules. Then something changed. Computing power increased. Storage became inexpensive. And suddenly, machines could learn from data. This was machine learning. Instead of telling a computer every rule, researchers provided millions of examples. The system learned patterns on its own. The more data, the better it became. Consider what modern medicine produces. Medical scans, genetics, wearable data. The volume is staggering. No human can absorb it all. Artificial intelligence offers a solution. AI can analyze massive datasets rapidly, identifying subtle patterns hidden within millions of records. AI represents the next step. The stethoscope improved diagnosis, the microscope revealed organisms. Now AI helps interpret all that information. Yet every major innovation has faced skepticism. Vaccines, anesthesia, even the first hospital computers. They all provoked both excitement and fear. Supporters see faster diagnoses and personalized treatments. Critics see privacy risks and the loss of human connection. The debate continues, but one fact is undeniable. AI has become part of modern medicine. The question is no longer if, but how far that influence will extend. In the next chapter, we'll explore the technology behind AI and why experts believe it could be the most important tool in medical history.